Greetings. It is normal for one to feel alone and possibly spiral downward in a state of depression, in a state of isolation, in a state of low self-worth and inadequacy. It is somewhat of an ordinary charm to find an individual that is constantly roaming to and fro in attempts to find that individual that will satisfy or compensate for the lack thereof. And from time to time we find those individuals as ourselves. When we look in the mirror, when we contemplate and think about our own life, we find ourselves scratching, searching, and chasing after things in life that would fill our stomachs, and it all points to companionship. It points to that place that we find that friends do not fill the gap and hobbies seem to become old. We find ourselves not wanting to do productive things to distract us. We find ourselves in a place of trying to build up on relationships and find that romanticism and that feeling of love and that feeling of that well, I'm here to say what we have most likely heard before. We cannot do it ourselves. And in the book of Genesis is biblically written, it's stated, and therefore, due to my belief, it will not be foiled. When God created the man and woman, He created the woman for the man. But understand that the man had to first work his way through the role and purpose of God for himself before he chose that woman. And he chose that woman because he noticed that woman. God put and or placed the woman in display. And Adam, as it is stated, identified and called that woman to be his. Though it was already destined because that was within God's plan. It took time before the purpose met its manifestation, before the will of God became, and before the will of God worked it in order for our natural beings, and before our physicalities met God's intentionality.